Alright, hello everyone. Could I just get this started here? Because it looks like we have most of the people in the server. I hope you all are having a good Sunday. And of course, you're all here to see another Div 4 match of NSL Season 5 Week 1. That'll be TAWsome versus GIEF Robot. And yeah, I'm really hoping that I'm not going to cough too much. I had some great luck this morning. I had my internet cut out when I was watching a scrim, and then I started coughing randomly, so fingers crossed once I get talking here, it'll, not happen. I won't start, like, making hideous amounts of noise during the actual casts. Anyway, I'm obviously Feather Monster, and since this is a daytime cast for me, my bird is potentially able to make obnoxious noises, but hopefully she won't. Let's see here. Obviously, week 1 maps were Tram with Marines North Spawn and Summit. Since the way things are, with the Marines on the North Spawn, it will mean we're gonna have to, basically the game a billion times. But hopefully that it'll be only a retry or two and we'll be good to go. Um, since this is Div 4, it is a bit more chaotic. I actually came into here after watching, I was watching Titus versus Sonoman scrim, so it's a bit of a jarring difference, or I'm assuming it will be. But I've talked to... I know that obviously TAWsome has they played last season, I think the season before, I don't know how many. I know that TAW in general has been around for quite a few seasons, so those guys at least have been, been around, played together a lot. There's some familiar names on the list. I'll go through it in a few here. But I was talking to Super Fred from GIEF Robot, and, apparently they've played some scrims together too, so hopefully it'll be a pretty good set of matches here. I don't know how the other the teams that got 4-0'd in the previous Div 4 matches, whether they played together or not, a lot or not. There we go. How to English. But it's week 1, so people are rusty and they don't quite know how to work together yet, and so hopefully that'll be worked out as get into week 2 and 3 and all that. I see quite a few people coming into chat already. Be another, 40 seconds now before it goes live. Suddenly, I guess the Steam message must have just gone out because I just saw like 5 people all join at once. So hello everyone. Let's see here. Got everybody in the server, it looks like. We got Plargear and BM both here as refs. On top, we've got Skazy, who's calming, Kelmops, Tootie, Candyface, Allnair, and Leech. Meanwhile, on GIEF Robot, we've got Nosfen, X, Superfred, HOSOS. Ossos? I don't know. Is this gonna be a thing where I go check NSL info to see if it has if they have an easier to pronounce name? We got Maximus and Furs. Let me actually check that real quick, because why not? Oh, okay, that's the real name, so... Hossos? Whatever. I don't know. When you start adding in caps in the middle of the name, I start wondering if there's some other way that I'm actually supposed to be saying it, like breaking up the words and whatnot. Anyway, I hope you guys have been enjoying the matches so far. They've been seem kind of unbalanced, but I think some of it is just people, new teams to the competitive scene and just haven't played together yet. Making a few weird comm choices or a few, just not being able to keep up. But I think, once we hit week 3 or 4, the teams will all be doing pretty well, and the last half of the season hopefully will be a lot more balanced than the first one. Alright, looks like it's gone live for you guys now. Let's see what else here while we were waiting around. Since we do have everybody in the server, it's pretty much ready to go whenever they are. Barring having to read the map a billion times. But, of course, if for whatever reason you somehow stumbled across this stream and you aren't familiar with NS2 competitive scene, you can scroll down on the bottom of my page in the center column. I believe there's a bunch of links related to that. It has links to the NSL website, the NSL Twitter, which does get updated with match times and all that nonsense. It has a link to the Steam group, which also has match notifications, and a few other things like the OzNS2 for any Aussies watching, and Reddit pugs, gather stuff. It has pretty much everything in there at this point. I think I linked everything I could possibly think of. The only problem is that the way Twitch is set up, it doesn't open the links in a new window, so you'll have to open a new tab or whatever on your own. Have fun with that. Okay, let's see. As I said, this is going to be kind of obnoxious whenever we get going here. type this whenever you guys are. There we go, because they're just sitting around at this point. I don't know whether they were waiting for me or whatnot, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. Gonna look the list to see who's in chat at the moment. It's like we may have one person's not moving, 2 people just sitting around as aliens at the moment. It doesn't look too bad. It looks like most people are here, so hopefully they're just talking over strats and we can get going pretty soon. What else do I need to cover here? Obviously, of course, as another thing worth saying is that if you're only used to vanilla, we are playing with the competitive balance mod for these matches. This used to have a much bigger difference, but a lot of the changes that were relatively major, were like the way that the alien tech tree had changed, which are now incorporated into vanilla. So now there's a couple of major differences, which I'll mention in a second, but for the most part, it's mostly just a lot of little number tweaks. Like, I believe the arms lab in vanilla got reduced to 15 res. Meanwhile, in comp mod, I believe it's still 20, unless, you know, I'm totally delusional. Totally delusional comp. That's totally what my team needs. Anyway, the 2 major changes are the fact that HMGs exist, which are crazy guns with, I think it's 100 rounds of in the gun, and hideously long reload time, and they do only pierce damage like a pistol, so they don't do that great damage at the moment to buildings, but they are pretty awesome against life forms, and it's just ridiculous. They can like evaporate lurks and Onai and stuff. The other thing is that at this, the lurks had a change made to them that was to make it so you can't silent lurk and just creep up on somebody and bite their face off or bite the back of their head off as it goes. And so basically you have to flap more. For a little while during the summer, it had actually like this crazy like jet engine noise to try and you know, prevent silent lurking, but I think that a lot of people were kind of unhappy with that noise. It was just so ridiculous. Alright, we do have one ready up at the moment, so we're waiting on, who is it? Alright, it's GIEF Robot that we are waiting on at this point. Alright, let's take a look down here. Okay. So hopefully we'll be getting going here pretty soon. Again, I once again apologize if I start coughing in the middle of this, but I'm feeling a little bit better now that I'm actually talking and not just like creeping in a scrim being silent. So hopefully this will start up pretty soon here. It's somebody creeping in here trying to take a look at the actual match. Nope, guys, I'm streaming. Don't need to worry. Fur is hiding up there in the camera. Alright, so we might be getting soon here getting going here pretty soon. We're gonna chop a pillar down here. That's totally what's going on. NS2. Never starting quite on time, but this isn't too bad, all things considered. We have most people in here, so as I said, they were swapping out one player. I'm not quite sure who yet. Let me take a look here. So my bird makes crazy, like, pinging noises and starts singing. I don't know who they're switching or if that person is even in the server yet. Alright, who are they switching? They said they were switching someone. Who are they switching? Anyway, let's see, what else we've got? I think this is the last game, I think, for the weekend, unless something else magically happens in the next hour or something. We did have an extra match this morning that I actually didn't get to put announcements up for, so I apologize for that if you totally missed it. We had a Div 3 match go on, which was Lucky Fuckers versus... oh god, who was it? I watched like half of it. It was just after I got up, so I wasn't awake yet. What was that? Oh, okay, Deathcore is coming in. Sauce had to go. Whatever the hell. Somebody afterwards will have to tell me how to actually say that guy's name, because just the caps are like throwing me off. But I gotta have to alt tab and check this because I want to know what team that was. That was Destiny's Child versus Lucky Fuckers. That was this morning on Vindaloo's channel. We had Chewy was casting another Div 4 match earlier today too. So, you know, a bunch of the lower div teams seem to have their acts together. So all you guys in the upper div teams, guess what? You should go, like, you know, schedule your div... Oh, we're going. But anyway, go freaking schedule your week 1 matches. Here we go. We have 5 seconds to round 1 here. Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. Nope. Such readies. Okay, is it actually going or not? Nope. Go math. Come on, stay in these spawns. This is the problem with RNG. Hopefully maybe for the second time we have fixed spawns, we'll have some sort of command that we can just say, okay, we want this team in this one spawn and the other one can be whatever the hell it wants. Okay, try number... Nice. Okay, we're ready to go. Here we go. Gonna give an armory going up right down there. Meanwhile, we have 4 skulks heading out towards the left side of the map. About to see how they end up going. I saw questions about the resolution. I don't know. I have it slightly downscaled so that way I can have a nicer quality at lower bitrate. We'll deal with that after this game. We're gonna have four skulks here versus these 4 Kelmops and Candyface versus like a giant herd of skulks. Deathcore moves in a little bit too early. It's only a little bit chipped though. They pop the RT and are going in. They're gonna take out Kelmops. We have X versus Candyface down here. He gets taken down. 2D's backing up into the base, and here comes Super Fred from the other side. So we're just having this giant skulk pack just rampaging around through everything. We do have a second IP up as well. And skulk's getting mutilated. It has been cleared. Oh, people panicking about the overlay. Don't worry, it's just an overlay. It went away. It's Super Fred who's still lurking around the top half of the map. He got cleared by 2D. And at this point, we don't have the naturals up for GIEF Robot quite yet, but they have systed out. They have plenty of res for it, so they need to get those. They need to get those RTs down ASAP. They did delay TAWsome quite a bit just by the fact that they were, you know, chased back into their base, which is obviously very scary when you're a Marine. Oh, Furz was able to take down Elnair right there. Leech will be next, it looks like. Yep, he does get taken down before he can get enough pistol shots into Furz. Candyface and Kelmops moving down into repair, but there aren't any skulks over there, so they might be able to go cap that, no problem. Deathcore's already working on the platform RT. Looks like Allnair is gonna go try and clear him. Should be able to do so, but with Furz coming in, that might actually not happen. A nice kill on him there, and now, but here comes Nosfen as well. So that RT is gonna go down. Not a very good start as far as for TAWsome, but they do have 3 RTs because they kept down repair sites, so that isn't so bad. However, they might lose Ore here. I mean, Exorcist really needs to stay on that RT and make it just go away. And it does. He's able to actually probably get out of the room there as well. But down here in Laju, we've got 2D and Candyface picking off the skulks. It hasn't been quite desisted, so but we'll be able to do so, which will put a nice amount of damage into that harvester and make it that much easier later on. Now Sven and Maximus coming in to clear him. He does get cleared, meanwhile back up here in platform. There's a lot of fights going on at the naturals at this point. X gets picked out of the vent, and Deathcore's hiding around the corner to take down Leech. It was far enough away from Allnair that there was no way that he'd be able to go and support his buddy over there. Definitely not a hallway that Deathcore would want to go, you know, chasing him down necessarily. He's able to win that with totally black Bard. I mean, he is just a skulk, so that's no problem. But he's able to win that engagement, and they'll be able to continue assisting. They are capping ET as we're speaking. Come on, Frizz versus 2D. 2D ends up going down, and they're going to start working on that RT, but Candyface is coming up right at the same time. Frizz needs to get some needs to get a parasite, but does not. We have a lurk up though, and X is going to just fly straight into him. Maybe. A lot of nice dodging around the pillars. One bite in, no armor left on him really, a little bit, but not much. Maximus coming in as a lurk as well, and he's able to clear that up. They're doing pretty well, and as far as res goes, 4 for each team, so nice and even. Take a quick look. Quite a few kills overall, but let's take a look back. Actually, we'll see Maximus coming down from the rafters, getting a nice kill on 2D, just kind of perching, waiting. Not too bad as far as the destruction of res goes, at least for GIEF Robot at the moment. The Kelmop's trying to shoot Nosfin off the RT from across the room, but there was no way that the like bullet spread was going to allow that to happen. He'd have a better chance of pistoling. But other than that, he probably should have run up and just, you know, ran at it. Try and clear the skulk there, especially since he had a friend there. Looks like the RT here in platform will possibly go down. X will have to guard, see if he can take out Leech before Leech is able to take down Furs. A lot of nice bits of hiding there from the lurks. They're just kind of waiting for the Marines to run in. They're a little bit, they're kind of split here down on the south part of the map, which, you know, will go back to being pretty normal. Well, pretty safe here as Candyface rejoins Kelmops. You can see Maximus is just gliding. He's being pretty silent. I mean, the lurk does make noise. Oh, yeah, some mines. That could prove to be kind of obnoxious. They'll have to make sure not to, like, you know, step on their own mine. Of course, with friendly fire on, if that mine had exploded when both of them were there, it's entirely possible that they could have, you know, killed the other Marine that did not drop the mine. This is going to slow the lurks down when they're having to go pop that, but guess what? They're still having this fight for platform. They haven't been able to lock down much of the res outside of the naturals. I mean, yeah, they've gotten repair a few times, but, like, it's taking quite a bit of work to try and lock it down. They do have armor 1 up, and weapons 1 isn't going to be too far behind. Maximus almost going down, but he's able to get out because, well, there's too much ground there for him to cover, or for Candyface to cover to be able to get back. They might lose platform again, but, you know, there's 2 spawners, so one of those guys will be able to wander right over here and possibly take him out. Leech is working really hard to try and take down that RT, but it looks like at this point, since it's growing, it's, you know, gaining a little bit of health as it builds, and the infestation will reach it fairly soon, so it won't be much of an issue. 2D up there versus X. Some missed bites. Almost. Okay, he does get taken down, but X is really low at this point. There isn't anyone over on that side of the map, though, to be able to pinch him. There are 2 skulks just waiting in the vent for I don't know what, but I'm assuming we'll find that out eventually. Meanwhile, over here in repair, we just had another little fight over there with 1 skulk, 1 lurk. I don't know if anything else. They're all converging on the left side of the map again. And there are some mines behind the RTs that'll definitely help with trying to defend them. It does take down the P-res, though. Kaboom! Almost taking out Nosfen right there with the mine. Deathcore actually bit him down. Deathcore has, like, you know, 2 HP left or whatever. He's hiding in the vent there, but, you know, it won't really stay that way for long. He actually could he could evolve in that vent and just get regen and not just be able to go back to doing whatever he wishes. Drifter gonna go down, they're gonna work on that RT. Meanwhile, they're gonna lose the 1 in ore unless somebody goes over there. Since shotguns are on the field, they'll have a bit more damage to do against those lurks. But let's see, it's just past fade res, so we'll probably be seeing some fades up. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them, I don't know, let's see. I have no idea who's going to be the fades in this case, because I'm not that familiar with GIEF Robot's players, but we should be seeing them showing up. They're a little bit late now, so I'm hoping that one was Deathcore, who's still hiding in this vent, which, if that is the case, he needs to just, like, suicide on that RT and go back to base and turn it to a fade. They are going to get some PvE up at this RT over here in repair, which should be pretty helpful as far as, you know, trying to lock that room down. I don't know whether they're going to... It looks like they'll probably want to go for an possibly an ET hive. I mean, that isn't exactly one I as a commander favor, just because it just feels like it's so easy to go poke at. But then again, you know, and either of the 2 hives in the sort of middle of the map are just kind of obnoxious. Okay, and they drop a repair hive. I don't know if that's necessarily the better one. It is on the same side as the Marine spawn. But at this point, they're winning most of their engagements and they haven't lost their lurks yet. So they need to just, like, cyst the hell out of this room. There needs to be just, like, cysts, like, everywhere and then some. I mean, preferably, if you were an alien, you'd have spawned on the top part of the map and you'd be able to get warehouse and server. And we do just lose Maximus, who gets stuck there around the little thingies in the ceiling. We might actually lose X as well. If Leech is able to land his bullets, he's not able to quite. He's able to duck into the vent and then get out. Furs is one of the fades, and are they only going to do one fade? It's like way past fade timing now. Wait, Maximus. Nope, that was Maximus. Never mind. He was a lurk. So one fade at this point. Interesting. Okay, Nospin did just turn into something, so I'm assuming he's turning into a fade. That's a really late fade. I mean, it isn't as much of a big deal this time because they seem to be holding on to their res and stuff fairly well, so it's like, okay, whatever. But if you are late on your life forms, that can totally mess you up. You can lose games if you miss your res, which, I mean, it's generally more important for lurks just because they're so early in the game, but you need your life forms out. Let's just put it at that. And we have two over here trying to cap Mez. Obviously, server has finally been capped by Marines. They're back up to 4 RTs. Meanwhile, GIEF robots up to 5. Taking a quick look at the list, they've lost. TAWsome has lost. What was it? 8 RTs, so not a bad amount. The rule of thumb is generally if you can get 1 RT down a minute roughly. Well, you're doing pretty well. I mean, that's making sure that they have to spend a lot of time recapping, and that would mean that every 10 minutes or whatever, they're having to spend 10 res or 10 T res, and it just keeps things a bit more even. It's not letting them run away with it. Of course, if you can get more than that taken down, or the reason you can't get 1 res a minute is because all the res is down, then that's definitely, you're doing pretty damn good. But see here, we have Leech and Kelmops over here in hub. It looks like they're. I mean, the fact that the power is socketed there makes me think that they're preparing for a hub gate, but at this point the only thing that's researching is weapons 2. They do have this pillar in the way, which doesn't help at all for trying to shoot, the aliens off your buddy. But at this point, neither of them are particularly hurt, and if they come over here, they'll actually get healing from the crag through the wall. I believe that the radius probably comes out to about here? It might be a little bit more, it's hard to tell from spec view because the zoom is slightly off. They're able to clean up the stuff there in Mez. Nosfin kind of walker fading on in there. Mine getting dropped. Maximus taking a mine to the mouth there, but still alive to fight another day. We have a lurk hiding an event there. That's X. The hive in repair is now finished. I actually have everything. I think one of everything there except for a shade. See what they pick for the second hive. Obviously, they went Crag first, which is a pretty standard sort of opening. And they're gonna go Shift Sap. So that'll get them celerity and, of course, enzyme. But at this point, all the life forms are over here in server, give or take a little bit. So let's see what happens. Leech needs to hurry up and get over there. And, watch, spiting the chair. It's just one skulk, whatever. What are they gonna do? Deathcore jumps over onto the IP, changes his mind. However, there are 2 respawners, so he's gonna get chased by everyone. Skazy actually jumps out of the chair there, which probably wasn't necessary with the 2 spawners. I mean, it's only 1 skulk. And that means that Kelmops got left alone. His buddy that was coming through, who was it? Was it Allnair? It was Allnair or 2D or it was one of those 3. One of those 3 was one of the guys that was wandering over towards server and left Kelmops alone, which I think was a bad call on that, especially since, I mean, you should be able to jump out of the chair and at least delay a skulk long enough that it can do basically no damage. Nosfin actually running out of energy and also running low on health. This is going to be a fade going down there. He overcommitted on that and then just like tried to kill him anyway, but missed too many swipes. Alright, so at this point, we have the 3rd hive, obviously has been dropped over in ET. So unless TAWsome's able to go and just like pick up the pieces here and, I don't know, maybe probably just, I mean, there's a lot of PvE stuff in there now. Maybe you get some arcs going down into there. I mean, that is the side that their base is on, so it shouldn't be too impossible to, drop some stuff over there in ore and just, arc it. Actually didn't have an obs up yet either. So, but they are going for weapons 3, it looks like, unless I'm misreading the little little freaking chevrons or whatever. Well, we have somebody creeping along here. That's Leech, who's creeping on into observation right there. 2D's in charge of guarding ore as the obs is built, it looks like. And there's a huge battle going on over here in server. We're out to see here. Just had Come-Ups getting taken down. X almost dying. First still has plenty of energy, so he should be able to get out of there no problem. Yep, there he goes. So at this point, they're just kind of spread pretty far around the map. It looks like Leech just discovered the hive existed. But at this point, we... Oh, there he goes. He gets taken down. We'll see here what happens next. We have 3 here moving towards hub. The power is socketed and they have phase tech half done. Weapons 3 is almost done as well, but let's see who's gonna be the Onos. Oh wow, Deathcore, why aren't you an Onos yet? You're at 74 res. You should have been an Onos like a million years ago. Because this could have been possibly even over if they'd had the Ono subs. That would be, you know, scary as heck. I mean, the Orcs have Umbra, they're getting Bone Shield, do they already have Charge? They don't have Charge yet. Why are you getting Bone Shield before Charge? I mean, it's way past Ono's time. It's such Ono's time that the Maximus, the Lurk who died, can almost go Onus as well. And just having that giant target there, definitely would help out. We're seeing Ulnar and Leech just kind of hanging out in Mez. They don't want to move in yet because obviously, well, there was kind of this scary fade that was over there. But now 2D's all alone. He has to reload now and didn't get too much damage into Furs. The gate has been dropped, so now there are 3 in there. But the problem is both the Lurks are up again. Maximus just went Onos. It looks like Nosfin went Lurk as well. So the fade that died went Lurk. I don't think that was necessary. He could have also just waited to refade, because you only really need 1 Lurk as long as you aren't planning on, you know, dying. Hey, guess what? We got some Onai going over here towards Ore. They have to know that's coming, but the gate is up, so they don't even have to beacon. They can just port back, and we'll have to see whether or not they're able to do anything like that. They put up an armory there, and they actually get a good amount of damage into Maximus, but the problem is everybody just got, like, melted. The beacon will make people alive again, but not that many. Maximus is still in. Lots of mines exploding everywhere. If they're able to get enough damage into Maximus, they might be able to kill one of the Onai, but there's enough, you know, just stuff everywhere, especially with the fact they have Shade Hive up now as well, that it's just going to be way too chaotic for most people to be able to focus down a single Onos, because there's like 3 of them right now, even though, you know, 1 is fake. Maximus is just so low, though. If they could pick him out of that, if they could pick him out, they could have, you know, a moral victory Onos, but looks like it's too late now. They're out of IPs, I think, unless somebody's standing on one. So first round goes to GIEF Robot. Alright, I need to make... Alright, let me mess with the... I really hate that it, like, dumps you into blackness here. Let me actually make my, There we go. Sorry, I had to go and make my chat window so I could see more of the chat, because join messages were kind of kicking the messages away. Alright. So here we go. We're going to be waiting around for round 2 to start here. Again, we're waiting for Marines to spawn at the top once they start readying up. So, it won't be, it could be an obnoxious amount of reas to try and get that to, like, actually happen. But hopefully not. Hopefully the RNG gods are on our side today, and it won't be so bad. And I see a comment about new faces. Yep, there are a bunch of new players, new teams in Div 4 this time. A lot of teams have also shuffled around. There's been some people that you'd recognize their name and you're like, oh yeah, they were on, you know, this other team last season, weren't they? That kind of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of that, a lot of new teams. Was talking to Super Fred briefly before the match started, and I guess his team, yeah, it has a couple people from other teams that were on, or that a couple people that were on teams in previous seasons. I can English really well today, but you know, there are other people that are just from, like, he owns the Thirsty Ono servers, I believe. So he picked up some people from his servers and filled in the gaps there. So for that, they're doing pretty dang good. I mean, it can be kind of a bit of a jolt to be, dragged into 6v6 if all you've done is doing pubs. So they've been doing pretty good. They've done some scrims apparently before that, so they aren't doing too badly. TAWsome, as I think I said previously, they've been around for quite a few seasons in some form, or TAW in general. So they've been around. Let's see, does this have NS2 stats? Because I actually want to take a look. Nope. I was hoping it did because I wanted to take a look at the upgrade path because I have the memory of a goldfish apparently. I can't remember what all tech that they had, but I seem to recall phase gates were pretty late, which might have been a little bit bad, but at the same time I think they just let TAWsome let GIEF Robot have too many RTs. I mean, yeah, they pushed into it, but they kept like losing the ones that they had. They kept staying on 3-ish. They had 4 a few times, but for the most part, they couldn't push too much past their naturals without, losing 1 or 2. Which doesn't help, but it's like, I mean, it's okay, but they weren't causing the same, distraction to TAW's RTs. I actually don't remember if they lost any that were fully built. They might have. I don't remember. It's terrible. Oh, they're bad as Marines. Oh no. Well, if Ta is bad at Marines, well, you guys better do pretty awesome as aliens. Okay, yeah, they knew their Marine games were going to be a loss. Okay, that's not too bad. All right. So we've got, I think we had somebody switch in. Yeah, we had Skyfish join in here instead of is it Deathcore? Deathcore dropped out, I think. I think so. I don't know. Yeah, that looks right. No, Deathcore was on the other team. Now I'm all confused because the team switched. Who was it that dropped? Dude. Both teams switching players, so that made me confused. Or that one switch right before the previous round started. Anyway, Skyfish is now on TAW for this round, so I'm hitting the wrong button. Taking a quick look. Maximus and Furs doing pretty awesomely, it looked like. And so we'll just wait around here and see what happens. This felt like much closer games than some of the other ones that we've seen in Div 4 recently, which may or may not be saying anything, because I think that some of those games really are just a case of teams need to play more together. But yeah, we shall see. Oh, what have we got? What else have we got? We have people just... Yeah, not much going on in chat for me to make silly comments about, but I think that if Ta really does have just kind of an iffy Marine round, then I don't know. Maybe we'll see all alien wins, but then again, I don't know how GIEF Robots feels about their Marine rounds. If they feel like they're pretty strong at it, then who knows? But I think that how was that part of? Let me check. Let me check a chat log here. Oh. Yeah, insider info here. Apparently, these two teams have played scrims against each other, and last time they played, they went 2-2, or one of the times they played, they went 2-2. So hopefully, this is not going to be another 4-0. I mean, I don't think it'll be that way unless we get some cheese going on here. But we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. Nobody's readied up yet, I don't think. Yeah, no readied up yet. So we're just waiting around there discussing strats or something, I would assume. Let's see. Other things that are going to be coming up soon, besides the fact that you guys have until the 19th, October 19th, to play your week 1 and 2 matches. For most teams, that is 2 matches. For some teams, it's only 1. Please check that out so you don't, mistakenly play only 1 and then, get a forfeit on your second match if it exists. But, go get those scheduled, guys, because it'd be really nice to be able to have as many matches as possible casted. Currently, the way things are, if people all just delay until the last minute, that'll mean there's like a billion matches going on the 19th, and then we won't be able to cast like any of them. Somebody's asking, is there a Facebook page? Not at the moment. You can, if I mean, I'm assuming most people generally have Steam up a good percentage of the time. There is a Steam group which you can join, which will give you notifications that are related to actual matches and, NSL news posts. So you can go in and join that group, and you'll get the notifications for that. And yeah, if you watch enough of the casters' channels, you'll get notifications when they go live and that kind of thing too. If you go to the NSL page on the rightmost column, there's the users thing, and I believe one of those things in the submenu is staff. You go to the casters or shoutcasters page, and you should be able to have like a list of everybody who casted last season, plus a few extras that have just started up to cast for this season. And if you watch like everybody, if you like go through on Twitch and watch everyone on that list, I'm pretty sure you're not going to miss any matches unless somebody shows up at the last minute. All right, Skyfish replaced Leech. Okay, that's what happened. But yeah, looks like we're going to be going in here to round 2, theoretically, assuming RNG. Go RNG, let's get the Marines in the top spawn. Nope.
Command station taking damage.
I can't believe that actually worked. That was awesome. Go Pelargir. Oh no, it was BM this time. Pelargir vanished. Anyway, we got a bunch of Skulks going in here to hub, but we have Deathcore and Maximus going in. Oh! Skulks are saying, nope, we're not going to do that. We're just going to be obnoxious and go towards your base, it looks like. We got Furs and Nosfen heading over there as well. The Skulks are definitely, they know that they're there. I mean, that's literally everyone. There's nobody in the hive. They're assisting. And just wait. Oh, there we go. There goes one Skulk down. And they only lost one Skulk, and they're going to be able to go into the base. And bite Super Fred down. X just comes into the room. They may be able to cycle back and pick him. X is going to go down. They lost 2 more Skulks. Another Marine down. Maximus still alive. Maximus getting a nice pixel kill there. Oh, and an axe kill. All Skulks down except for Skazy, who's back in the hive. Both the RTs drop. That definitely delays the Marines, but generally, if you're going to try and do a base rush, you have to be sneaky if you actually want the base rush to be effective, other than just like being a giant distraction. Yeah, if you want to play the, hey, look, it's an obvious distraction card, then okay, sure. But if you want to actually try to win by cheese, you have to be stealthy. I'm thinking of the World Cup, World Championship. I always forget if it's Cup or Championship. Whatever the heck that one was, the Titus versus Snails one. The last round on Biodome. Just gotta be sneaky. Seeing here, Kalmops who has like no health versus X. X should be able to just like pop out around the corner and just get a couple bullets into him and just slaughter that poor Skulk. Nosfin's gonna get chomped down by a Skyfish. Possibly. There you go. Meanwhile, that Drifter is in danger. I mean, obviously Maximus is there, so hopefully Skazy will not run the Drifter in there. He's just gonna skip it and, I don't know, send the Drifter somewhere. Possibly to just scout. Bait bullets. Alright, going over there. Maybe we'll have one in base. I think that having 2 Drifters is probably a little bit excessive at this point. I mean, the one's just sitting there. Deathcore almost taking out 2 Skulks, but does not. Meanwhile, Maximus is just working on the res. Here, I think Allnair must have made some noise there because Maximus pulled back and stopped attacking the assist there. He's just axing that down. I see stuff about the Steam group. Check the middle column beneath my page. It has links to like everything I can think of. Oh, they do not open in new tabs, so open them in new tabs if you don't want to have to worry about freaking accidentally having it redirected to a new page. Anyway, let's see here. 3 Marines, kind of a little bit split up, so at this point, Candyface will probably be able to pick off Deathcore, especially since he's parasited, but he's waited a little bit too long. And Furs is also in a bit of danger there, just because, well, he's right outside of the alien's hive. Deathcore is definitely like really split up right now. They're losing logistics, the assists are gone, and Furs is there all alone. Looks like we're gonna have somebody running in there. Kalmops moving in, getting 1 bite on Furs. Another bite. He gets taken down before he's able to land that last bite. They do have armor 1, so that makes it so you can't do the 2 bites in a parasite thing. Deathcore still alive. He was able to take down Candyface. 2 over here in Mez. And another 2 down here in ET. Skyfish and Allnair versus Maximus and Nosfen. Drifter getting a little bit of side on them there, but Skyfish gets picked off the ceiling. Allnair is going to end up going down because, well, 2v1 when your ambush has been spoiled. Not so great. Furs is finally backing up to join Deathcore up there, and they're going to be able to take that RT down. This is Logi's also gone down. They'll definitely have to try and get some more res recapped, but at this point, they can make sure that I'll have to go look in a moment. Okay, ET has been cleared up. They can resist that. Alright, they need to get their third shell up. Oh, that just got dropped. How about that? Skyfish in there as a lurk. Getting a bite there on whoever that was. Maximus, it looks like. Had a steam window pop up over it. But anyway, they cleared that up, and they're going to be able to not save that that poor Harvester. It's doomed. Goodbye, farewell, Harvester. Or not. Nice. 2%. It faked me out there. Anyway, we've got Deathcore and Furs heading into Hub. They'll have to pick decide where they're going to go. At this point, not too much res dead. I mean, 2 for each team. Both of them currently sitting in almost 4. They're still waiting for one to regrow. Should be the one in Logi that got taken down a little bit ago. They are going to clear up a repair. And they have a fair amount of res at this point, so they should be able to get that third biomass going, because it's got to be almost... Oh, never mind. I'm apparently bad at... I feel like it's been longer in the game than it has been. I was thinking it was going to be almost time for fades, but it's not. So they have plenty of time to get that third biomass and then get metabolites going for those fades. We had Maximus poking a little bit into south tunnels, getting some pistol shots in there. He has no armor, so if Killumops wants to be a little bit adventurous, he could go after him, but it looks like Allnair going and biting Mez will drag him over there. Might be able to dance around that RT and get a couple good bites. Maybe? Maybe? Nope! Maximus clears Allnair. Skyfish and Tootie moving through Hub, and those should be able to take it. Come on, one of you guys has to take out Maximus. He has no armor. You can do this. They have shotguns and weapons too, both researching right now. Tootie, baiting some bullets out of Deathcore, and they should be able to take... Come on! You should be able to take him down, but Skyfish runs away. Skyfish being a bit of a scaredy lurk, especially when it comes to the ones where I feel like they should have baited enough bullets out of the engagement to be able to take it. Of course, don't flash, please. Really low now. Has to really hide up in the ceiling. But Nosfen's just using all his bullets on that, so now it's safe for Skyfish to get the heck out and go heal. Allnair poking into a warehouse to go chomp on the RT there. Nosfen should probably... we'll have to see if he backs up to try and clear Allnair off the RT. Why is that... That RT, or that power node is like freaking out, yo. Look at it. It's like blinking and there's no infestation. That's perplexing. Anyway. Skyfish again getting out with very little health there, but with the shotguns up, that definitely makes all these engagements much, you know, more risky. Seeing some PvE being set up over here in the little logistics hallway, a Shade and a Crag that are not close to each other. But it looks like that Shade won't be put up quite in time. There's going to be shotguns running into the room, and that'll get taken down. Skyfish better watch out. She's using the little thing. Oh! But flies right into Maximus. That was definitely one I think probably going through the vent would have been the wiser choice, but Maximus was doing a pretty good job, it looked like, of predicting where she was going to end up being. Baits are up, though. They do have metabolize as well, so this should be a... oh. But Tootie better watch out or he's going to lose his fade instantaneously. He gets a little bit stuck on the broken window there. Actually, 3 fades. We have Kelmops, Tootie, and Allnair all up his fades. They still have... Did I miss a lurk dying? I thought there were 2 lurks. Am I just confused? I guess there's only 1 lurk. Okay. Anyway, the Shade is now up. So they may or may not have remembered that exists over there. But it looks like Candyface will be the one going Onos then. Maximus getting some good shots in there, however he gets swiped as well. They're going to back up, and they do have that Crag there to help heal a little bit, but they're all hurt enough that it's probably best to, yeah, go back to the Hive. They lost the Harvester over there in repair. It's a lot of nice shots down the hallway, taking a quick look at the graphs here. I mean, 4 RTs down in 8 minutes or so for both teams. It's not exactly the greatest for TAW as far as, you know, trying to keep the Marines on the back foot. We've obviously got Armor 2 going, which definitely helps a lot for Phase and Phase Tech, which, you know, most people end up going for the gate over in Hub. But at this point, if they're able to keep pushing down into Logi, they might actually go for a Logi gate as well and just try to end the game. And we have one person coming in here. I typed it in the wrong channel. Oh well. Gee, DC Darkling. Gotta know when your team plays matches. Anyway, we got Maximus over here all alone with a shotgun. However, he's against 2 of the Fades, and they're able to clear him up, and they'll be able to resist into repair again. They haven't been able to lock down a new place for a second hive, but hopefully, yeah, I don't know what's up with that warehouse power. What's up with that? Someone tell me what's going on with the warehouse power. Anyway, they have a ton of res. They need to like just pick a side and lock it down. At this point, repairs is probably looking like the better one. They have the power in hub socketed but not built, which is pretty obvious because they do have hub. If you take a look at base, they do have the gate up, so they're just waiting to be able to lock something down. And I think that it's, as far as hives go, it's probably going to be wisest choice is going to be either repair or warehouse, something on that side of the map. And then obviously they can get their second hive up, get their other abilities up like Umbra. Skyfish will be able to go lurk again. She actually already can. Well, up here we had some skulks just messing around. But at this point we've got... I don't know what's up with that power node. It's just glitching like crazy. It's better than when the power node just entirely disappears, but you know. Now we've had a little bit of bait there with the shotgun around the corner. However, oh, Allnair barely getting out. Well, not quite barely, but enough that it could have been a significant amount of danger there. Yes, Bird. Deathcore and Furs welding each other up. They're just waiting around. They've got, you know, they've got armor too, so that definitely helps them with Skulk and 2 Fades coming in here. They're gonna have to pick their target, pick him off. Allnair wasting some of Furs' bullets, and they're gonna be able to shells, and they are cleaning that up, so they'll be able to resist and possibly get that node back. X over here versus Kelmops. Giving Skyfish plenty of time to bite down that RT. Since X is distracted by the scary, you know, giant alien with pointy arms. And X is gonna get swarmed here, and that's gonna get... Is it? Yep, he gets taken down. Obviously, they did drop the hive here, so that's all nice and ready to go. They've got their PvE in there, or at least some. Might want to add a little bit more assists and maybe put a whip at the door or something just to really lock it down. They do actually have sentries here in Hub, so that's going to make it a lot harder for at least Skulks to get in there, and Lurks. Skulks and Lurks have, you know, issues with sentries. They're not friendly. Both Fades actually being pushed into Hub. They're actually taking quite a bit of damage, and it looks like those sentries are set up pretty well, so they can't really hit the battery that well without, you know, taking damage. As you could see there. Again, the ones going into OBS getting cleared. The hive has been discovered, and they really need to get that Fade out of there because he is hurt. Actually, I have quite a bit of PvE around here. It's interesting to see. They have the one set. Oh, they're building up sentries in the hive. That's a little bit ballsy. But if they could have done that, that would have been one way to lock that down. They're gonna have a Skulk work on that though, and just chop that battery to death. At this point, we've got Deathcore again putting pressure into Hobbs. Meanwhile, they're assisting up towards Ore. The hive obviously is up to about 50% health and 39% ground. Alright, we're seeing here. Almost taking down Allnair, but these Fades are working together pretty well in that they're able to get out before getting completely wrecked. However, this poor Drifter is going to get owned. I don't know whether they can see, or whether it can see that they're getting a gate up. If so, they need to get that gate out of there immediately. However, it's going to get built, so they're going to be, well, it's going to be bad. Candyface can go Onos at this point, so as soon as he dies, he's probably gonna have to go back and just get to Onos immediately, so they can clear out. They can clear out Ore. They'll need Skyfish obviously up as a lurk again, and they need to get since the hive is the hive still has a ways to go. So I was gonna say they need to get Umbra, but since it's not built yet, well, they just have to wait on that. They are working on sentries again. Lots of sentries to try and defend their phase gates. It is kind of expensive, but if they aren't able to, since Fades can't do the damage, they don't do that much damage when stuff has armor and that kind of thing. It definitely helps because they won't be able to just like grind down that gate. And Skulks obviously will just get completely wasted by them. Lurks also will get totally wasted by the sentries because, well, they're squishy as heck. You got X and Deathcore kind of messing around on this side of the map, and I don't know. At this point, I kind of feel like TAWsome might be kind of wondering what the heck to do. But here we go. We have Onos working on that gate. They're gonna try and just tank it and see what happens. We just lost the Fade there. Tootie goes down. They almost took down Furs. However, we've got a lot of damage being tanked by the Fades. We lost another Fade there, so Kelmop's also going down. All in there trying to dance around. He has very low energy and probably needs to just go back and hide behind the hive. The hive is done, by the way, so they are able to get that. They started some biomass, started Leap. Definitely a good choice now that they're down to only one Fade. We'll have to see here. Bone Shield has started. Do we have charge? Yeah, we do have charge going on for them. Yeah, GIEF Robot just making. They're playing rather defensively as far as, you know, setting up turrets go. I mean, the one that was really silly was the one they were setting up in repair. If that had gone up, that would have been pretty awesome, just by virtue of it'd be silly. Candyface though might go down. They don't have any assists. They don't have any assists going down that hallway, so they couldn't bone wall even if he was getting chased. As I said, probably something that probably should happen. Just get. Okay, there we go. There's the assist. Finally realizing, oh wait, we need to be able to bone wall there. They do have skulks all around the map, so they are biting down some more res, but it's like not that much at this point. You can see a little while ago they did go down to, what is it, 3 RTs for a little bit, but not for too long. They should be able to take down Mez. And they have a Robo up somewhere. Where's the Robo? Where's the Robo? Is it in their base? Am I just blind? I always have issues finding Robos. Alright, there's the Robo. It's over by the power node, and there are arcs. So they're going to be getting ready to roll those arcs out now that they, you know, have 5 RTs pretty well locked down. Okay, yeah, they have to rebuild Mez. But we are losing the gate over here in, what's it? Ore. He pulls off the gate. It's still fairly low. I think that, I don't know. But they were getting pinched, so I guess that was the proper call in that case. Because losing the Onos versus, you know, taking down a gate when there are Marines right there and able to rebuild it, yeah. Anyway, we got Advanced Metabolize just finishing up there. And they're fighting against, you know, Weapons 3 Marines. They don't have cat packs yet, but that'd obviously be another thing that they may want to consider. Or HMGs. That's something that, again, I think I said last time when I was casting, but I don't think we see them nearly as much in the lower div matches just because people aren't familiar with them. But they are pretty dang powerful and otherwise amazing. Candyface just working on the... Oh, just got a body block for All Nair to be able to get out of there. As a Fade X coming in to cut, but he isn't able to do so. I don't know whether Skazy would be worth considering getting out of the hive, but they're going to put an armory in that hallway. And that is a pretty narrow hallway, so that might block at least the Onos. I'm not sure. Okay, they're double walling it. There's nothing can go in there except for a lurk. That power node, man. What's going on with that power node? And the arcs are coming down there, and they are going to be able to start arcing the hive from there, if I do recall correctly. So we'll see that start happening here pretty soon. Do they have shift hive? They do not have shift hive, so or shade hive. Sorry, I don't think. Yeah, they picked shift instead of shade because they would be able to arc. But they're gonna try and take down the hub gate, but Candyface is forced to retreat. Ran out of armor, was running low on health, so had to get the heck out. We'll have to go back to the hive. They keep almost taking the gates down. They keep getting down to about, what is that, like, you know, 25, 30%, and then just aren't able to finish taking it down. Obviously, there's a whip just working on that. Maximus was trying to weld him, it looked like. Oh no, All Nair getting stuck for a moment on the armories, but it was able to get out. So there's a whole pile of what? 3 arcs right there? Looks like. And that hive is going to go down. So Umbra gone, Leap gone, all the shift stuff gone. But where are their upgrades? They didn't get any shifts down. Or spurs. They didn't get any spurs down in that. So whoops. And they had 51 res. That would have been something I would have been like, oh damn, we're gonna lose that. Let's drop all the spurs. All of them right now. But at this point, it'll be interesting to see what they end up doing. Because at this point, it might be pretty much lost. I mean, they can expand and try and get an RT over there in, what's it, ET? Except for the fact there are still 3 gates. And, well, they're rolling the arcs farther down the map. Maximus getting taken out there. The arcs are kind of alone, but Nosfen is coming into the room. And there was a pinch there when I was taking a drink of water. X came in from, I think, Logi and was able to take down Candyface. Though there is a lot of PvE here. Is that 2 crags? There are like 3 crags in this like small radius. Anyway, there were a bunch of crags there and, well, not enough to save the Onos. And the next person to be able to get Onos probably looks like 2D. 2D or Elnair. Basically the Fades are the next ones to be able to get Onos. And it's, oh, there goes Elnair. However, he was the one that, you know, stayed alive the longest, so one of the other Fades could refade if they really wish. But at this point, it's not looking too good unless they go and they're able to do something, you know, pretty smart. They're getting cat packs too, so if they're able to lock down a Logic Gate, they can just lock down the Logic Gate and just call it good. And Skyfish goes down as Lurk, though she can obviously re-Lurk. She almost has 40 res as well, so it's like they aren't quite hurting on P-Res, but they have enough that they aren't able to get the Onos again. At least, you know, for the foreseeable future. So they're going to be, I'm assuming, since they'd have Socket of the Power there, I don't remember if that was there earlier, but trying to get a gate, move the gate from Ore down to Logi is probably the best bet to just go and end the game. There hasn't been much pressure on the north half of the map, but that is partially because, okay, they're going to drop a chair over there in Warehouse just to make sure there isn't going to be a base rush. Definitely a good call at this point when it is getting to the point where you're going to end the game, and there aren't that really many things left for the aliens to do aside from, you know, try to rush the base. I'm just waiting to see the gate get dropped here. All the PvE running away. It's like, oh no, we must run. They're gonna lose 1 shell that was at the back of the room there. I don't exactly think that was the greatest place for a shell. Yeah, it keeps them on the other side of the map.
Under attack.
But it's not the greatest, and we are seeing a bunch of people come in here to base. They're gonna work on the IP. Or the chair, they're gonna pick 2 different targets, but the problem is that there are arcs coming down there, and there are 2 cat-packed shotgunners in the hive. They're gonna force a beacon, so that's good for them. The problem is that they weren't able to take down that other IP. 4%. That was so close. So close, and yet so far to be able to take down the other IP.
Taking damage.
Anyway, they're gonna get that welded up. They already have the other one completed, so no big deal there. There's this would be the time to go and move up that gate. Move it up to Logi. I mean, you have the power already docked, so just go move the gate up and end the game. You don't even really need arcs. Can just go and, I mean, because what we got life form wise, we've got a fade, 2 fades. Okay, 2 fades, we're refading. And at this point, it's too far for them to be able to go and get another Onos, especially when they have 2 RTs. As you can see, this is about when the hive got lost, I think. It's just gone the other direction. They're up to 7 RTs for a GIEF robot. So at this point, move the gate up, end the game. That's just where it is. The longer you sit around and just muck around with what's going on, the longer it's going to take, or the more chances you're going to give the aliens to be able to finish it off. I mean, yeah, they've moved the arcs right there, but they aren't going to be able to hit too much from right there. I'm assuming they just saw the Krag army that was like plodding along. Kelmops is kind of trapped, but he might be able to die. Nope, nope. Furze was over there trying to pinch. He was able to duck out at the last moment. Lots of flying around. They're going to be able to hit that RT. I mean, they do have a lot of P-Res at the moment. Or T-Res. On TAWsome side, repair room hive does go down. Unsurprisingly, there are kind of a lot of Marines in there. So it's just a matter of bringing this game to a close, and I know that's something that a lot of lower division teams have issues with, is trying to figure out the best way to end the game. As we saw Tootie running out of energy and health and just kind of trying to flail around and walker fade the last guy, but X has like no health. Come on. Come on there. Go in there. Go in there. Go in there. Get him. Okay. Alright, GG on that. And that is the last game for Tram. That'd be GIEF Robot 2. Alright, one moment here. Alright. Yeah, I think that that could have been ended quite a bit earlier if they'd just gone and, yeah, move that gate up there in ore. Let's talk about this gate up here that was in ore. Oh, I was gonna check the graph too, but oh well. The gate up there in ore, it's not really used for anything anymore. If you take a look at the map, you can see that if they were up in ore, you know, you aren't blocking anything from it there. If you move the gate down to logistics or even repair, you're blocking off more of the map. You aren't letting them, redrop the hive in repair. You're letting them basically freak out and try to clear you out of that half of the map. But since the gate was still way back there in ore, it's not really giving you any forward position on the map at all. Yeah, sure, you probably had to pull at least 3 people to go into Logi, but when they only still had 1 fade up, that would have been the perfect time to drag 3 players down to Logi and just get that gate up as fast as humanly possible. And then you don't even really need the arcs then, because, it'll pull all the life forms over there, and then you could just, like, kill everything. Let's see. Which button is it? There we go. But yeah, you could just get the shotguns then, shotgun cat packs, and just go into the hive, stand behind the RT, and just kill everything once you have everybody group up. Keep one person back, maybe on gates. But you have beacons and you have phase tech. That's one way to like make sure that you're gonna end the game is when there are no life forms. Though cat pack shotguns, that's a pretty good thing to have. You could just take a phase gate back to the front lines and just call it good, and finish killing the thing that you were trying to kill. Of course, if that happens, and you're the aliens, pretty much you have to clear that and clear the gate in some form. You have to get the Marines out of your hive, and you have to get rid of the gate so they can't just waltz back in there. Because if you just, if you clear everyone, well, guess what? The gate's still there. Oh, yeah, then they could just walk back in, and there'll be just, like, ongoing stream of Marines with shotguns, or at least potentially. I mean, if you don't have the Gorge there to kill the guns, then of course you can have a stream of LMGs running in there, cycling the shotguns and continuing to shoot, and you don't even have to spend more P-res. It'll be what, another couple minutes it looks like before you guys catch up? But yes, now we are on Summit. Obviously this map is quite symmetrical. I mean, not entirely, but like, at least we don't have the fixed spawns. We just have, it exists. It is relatively pinwheel shaped or circular or whatnot. Because if you look at I'll move into the blackness here so you can actually see my map. I mean, there's this outer loop, and then there's crossroads, and it's sort of comes from the naturals from either place and goes towards crossroads in one way or another. Not exactly direct. I know a lot of people don't like getting atrium spawn as like anything, but it's doable, more so as Marines than as aliens. As aliens, that's a huge distance, which we'll go up and look. Knowing luck, one of the aliens will either take atrium or spawn there. And obviously, since here's the tech point, I mean, that's a nice long distance if you're standing over here as Marines, and you could just shoot this huge distance and see all the skulls coming, which of course, if I hit the right button, which I will not do apparently, I mean, over here, that's a really nice shooting gallery for any Marine, quite obviously. So, and it just feels like Atrium is just really far from like everything, especially Crossroads. Because if you, again, you look at the map, you can see that to get to Crossroads, I mean, other places they have, it's not too bad to get in there from either of those ways, or even going through Crossroads. Look at my lovely lines. But from Atrium, it just feels like it's a ton farther to get into that section of the map. So that is one of the issues with it. However, yeah, it's just, I don't know. A lot of people don't like Atrium, but it is still playable. What are people doing? Alright, just talking about the end of the round, it looks like. We have still the same people, possibly. Skeezy, Candyface, Allner. Name Shifter. Who the heck is Name Shifter? Oh, that's actually their name. Their Name Shifter is a name, not a name shifter. They're just a person. I think that, saying stuff about the relurk, I think the relurk was a little bit too late. Because I know Umbra was up, but there was no lurk at the time, I think. Maybe I missed it entirely, but, like, there wasn't a lurk up. The loser gets a cookie. But yeah, I think that, let's see, I'm trying to remember now. Again, Memory of a Goldfish, trying to remember what happened in that round, where it was exactly lost for, TAWsome. I think just because they didn't lock down their second tech point quite as fast as they possibly did, or possibly should have. So you let the Marines get a little bit too much res there at the beginning, just because, well, they're able to go in Cap Warehouse. That would have actually been a good thing of taking advantage of the poor glitched power node. Who knows what the heck was up with that, but it was kind of silly. But one of those times when, the RT went down, maybe take down the power as well, and that would delay them a little bit. Actually curious what was up with that. I'm sure that, that's happened before. As I mentioned, there was one time when the power node actually disappeared during one pug. That was entertaining. But yeah, that probably would have been, if they'd taken down maybe the power in warehouse and tried to secure that left side of the map, then that probably would have given them enough res to be able to, roll things out a little bit faster. Alright, we've got, let's see, they said that Super Fred was restarting his computer, so we're waiting on him to come back. It looks like, I think Koro wasn't in the previous ones, so Koro is now in here in replacement for somebody. I think the roster for TAWsome is staying pretty much the same. So hopefully we'll be able to get this going on the second map here. Fairly soon. I mean, as depending on how they play on this, Summit can be a little bit unforgiving just because if you look, there's all these nice little vents that you can sneak in and get to the base if they call it, of course. If they're able to see when the Marines are out of position, no matter who is the aliens, this obviously, then games can be ended fairly quickly if, everybody's trying to get the gate up and cross or something and the aliens knew what was happening and just go to base and kill the gate, kill the everything. This map makes me so nervous every time I play Alien. Reading chat here. Yeah, cross is obviously going to be a very important part of this map. If I know that in thinking back to like the Dark Ages, one of the things that I remember saying is people that would relocate to cross as Marines, which obviously gives you access to everywhere. But I don't think that'd necessarily happen in these lower div matches, like, ever. Unless, there's a disaster at base, in which case it is forced, in which case it's going to be more expensive and probably not work as well unless they're really able to drag things back at the last second. Obviously we do not have to wait for RNG to give us proper spawns in this map, which I think I already said, but so you go. So it goes. But we'll just have to see how this ends up going with, Ta as Marine again, since they said that they weren't as confident about their Marine game. I mean, it could very well end up being, I mean, I'm hoping that they're gonna try and see if they can, pull something out here to end up getting a win in this set, but we shall see. I do think that these two teams are a lot more evenly matched than some of the other ones that we've seen so far. or it was just a complete, well, they aren't getting past their naturals, like, ever, and, you know, whoops. But, anyway, we're waiting on GIEF Robot to ready up here whenever they do. They're still waiting on Super Fred to restart his computer, it looks like, unless he's rejoining right now. Looks like he might be rejoining now. Ah, lovely. Server owner can't connect to his own server. Rest in pieces. I don't know whether that whether that means that there's a mod error or something. Did somebody go and update a mod? Is that what's going on here? Alright, loading map now. Okay. So we don't have to do anything completely crazy here. We should be getting going on this fairly soon. Let's see what people's luck are, whether people who don't want Atrium will get Atrium and that kind of thing. At least I'm going to just, you know, randomly assume that there's going to be people who don't want Atrium, because that's always seems to be the case. Anyway, looks like we're going to be going here in a second. Well, 15 seconds. We'll be going here to round 3. First round on Summit here of this Div 4 Week 1 matchup. Oh, Marines get aliens. Okay, that isn't so bad. They're probably pretty happy that they got sub instead of Atrium. Assisting it right away. No Gorge, it looks like, at least at this instant. Though Korra's kind of dancing around in base, being kind of confused. Actually sending all the skulks over towards one side of the map. Oh, just kidding. 2 going towards cross now. Maybe it looks like they maybe messed up splits or something. We're getting stuff cap. What we got in base? We got an armory in base. It is researching mines. And Candyface walks into 4 skulks. Oops. And here comes the 4 skulks. 2 of them are going right in the vent. They're probably going to come and try and drop onto Allnairs and Kelmops' heads. However, they did get hurt, and it looks like X is like, screw this, I'm going to go to base. Deathcore's like, hey, wait for me. Oh, wait, there's a guy coming. It's Candyface again. He's going to get some chip damage into Deathcore. Gets taken down, but it looks like 2D just ran back from the other side. And mines are done, so they should be able to, if they can, okay. Skazy out of the chair, 2 skulks down. Korra should be next, maybe. He gets taken down there right as 2D dies. They do have a second IP as well, so they're definitely planning to die a lot, it looks like. And they need to go out there. They do have their naturals capped, so that's not so bad, but Maximus is just hiding in the vent and waiting. They are going to get their mines down in base, as you can see right around that IP, around the other IP as well, so if they try to rush base again, they will, you know, hopefully hopefully the skulks will just explode, and it'll do no damage. We've seen 2 drifters building the naturals down there for GIEF Robot. 3 skulks again coming in there. 1 picked off. Now it's just X, who has no armor and is missing a good chunk of health, and Koro, who's up, you know, up on the little ledge there in glass. X is trying to get some parasites there. I mean, obviously only Kelmops is parasite at this point, but meanwhile we've got 1 over here in Comp Lab with Candyface just pushing forward. He's able to get cleared by Super Fred, who jumped out of the hive. And we're just seeing people, looks like they were trying to assist in towards cross. But obviously 2D's in there, so even if they're able to get the assist in, unless they clear him, they aren't going to be able to cap in there at the moment. They'd probably be best just like capping towards flight, because nobody's in there. I mean, nobody's gone in there at all. I mean, sure, you do need to have a good control of cross, just so that way, you know, you don't have Marines randomly appearing, or aliens randomly appearing much faster as whatever you're playing. But the issue is they still need to make sure to get that res. Taking a look, I mean, we haven't lost anything yet, but it looks like Crevice will be the first thing to go down. 2D finally clearing some of the cysts. He's going to push forward and possibly desist the one down here in Comp Lab there. I did lose the RT there in Crevice, but Candyface and Nameshifter are going to move forward and probably just recap that at this point and maybe move towards flight. Somebody needs to cap flight. Anyway, we got Kelmops versus Super Fred. Super Fred misses a bite there, it looked like, but he is able to clear him. You know, there's still plenty of health left on that RT, so that's no problem. Oh, and they're trying to pistol Furs off the RT. He's able to bait him out and is able to clear that. However, right in time for the right after the reload, X shows up. So not as good timing-wise on that one. We have 2 skulks again pushing towards Crevice, trying to make sure that those Marine Naturals stay plenty harassed. And it looks like the one over here in Reactor is going to go down. They kill Maximus off that RT, you know, just in time for it to die. Deathcore getting cleared there, and now next will be Koro. Drifter did come in there to try and support, but it was a little bit late. And at this point, they need to really get that natural back up. They need to get, looks like Weapons 1 is almost done as well, so that'll help them out. I'm curious whether looks like they're going to be going back towards Cross again. Burrs is able to take that down before that before Kalmas was able to get him. Maximus is just, you know, stealthily creeping in there. I mean, yes, though the friction has been added for Alert Glide, so the speed decreases a lot, it's still, you know, you can still get going if people don't hear it. You can still creep up on them, just not very fast. Seeing both lurks towards Crossroads at this point, so it looks like they may be trying to clear that. Candyface got like a little bit of on the power there, but not really enough to do anything. Nameshifter also there, no health on either of them. Candyface gets cleared. Both the lurks are relatively, well, actually, Axe-like took no damage. Maximus is also pretty much fine. Takes a little bit of chip there from 2D, but not enough to really be particularly concerning. I don't know whether Alnair was able to get any damage as Maximus tried to get out of there. Anyway, shotguns are almost done, so that's a nice aggressive thing to have there to make sure that they can try and take down the lurks and fades whenever they show up. You know, get some good, some nice picks from hiding around corners, perhaps. Burrs again working on those RTs. I think he's been working on a lot of those, a lot of the res. Maximus is still pretty hurt. He has, since they did go shift hive, he obviously can't have regen. So he's gonna have to just be careful and make sure that he doesn't take a route that, you know, Marine is randomly going to show up in. X moving in, he's gonna get, and Koro's where Koro goes down. Both his Marines need some med packs. They're gonna get to reload and they'll possibly be able to take down Deathcore. It looks like, is Maximus gonna be flanking here? No, he's gonna go over towards Cross, which is where Nameshifter is still alive currently. However, he gets taken down by Furs. Back to Vent, we've got, Alnair and Deathcore, and Kelmops. Alnair, the sole survivor at the moment. X scooting forward here. I hope that isn't my internet dying, because that would be bad. I saw X like jittering forward a little bit. Take a quick look. I don't know. Maybe it was just my connection. I do have high ping to the server. Anyway, X again, still fairly low. He's jittering all over the place. And it's just him too, so maybe his internet is screwball. Doot. Okay, doot. Here we got Furs hiding under the thing over there. It looks like Nameshifter probably knows that he's there. And so he's able to clear him. That RT is on fire, but whatever, it's still generating res, so who cares? Two Skulks over on this RT, and it's not going to be able to be saved. But Kalmops and Alnair do have a lot of distance there, which should make that engagement fairly easy if they land their bullets. Both of them are so low. One Wilder kill out of that mess. One lurk just went down somewhere. Where was that? Where was the lurk? I have no idea where the lurk just died. I got to see the welder kill, but I missed the lurk dying. Somewhere a lurk has passed on. I'm suspecting it involved a shotgun. Oh, Maximus almost getting completely wrecked there. Alnair is going to be able to get that shotgun and just continue on with life. Okay, nice shot on 1 HP. Yeah. Maximus living dangerously. He did get back to the hive pin, as you can see. 2D unhappy that he didn't get the kill there on the other lurk. That would have been a really good place to be in. They are at fade res, so we'll be seeing the fades up momentarily. They do have the biomass for metabolize, so fade should be up any moment now. They are getting armor too as well, so that'll make it so that they'll be harder to kill. Very good for them. We're seeing a bunch of Skulks now bouncing around. They are just going to go and drop that hive in Cross. They aren't going to let Marines have that at all. I think that people are probably close enough that they maybe heard it, especially since there was somebody in glass that'd be 2D. I don't know whether he heard it or not, but I wouldn't have been surprised. They're gonna
Command station under attack.
And we have two Skulks on the power in the main base. Skazy's also going to have to jump out. Power's down to about 50%. 38, 35. They really need to get Furs off that power and then weld that up. Skazy needs to get back in there. Oh, we got axed. Nameshifter, get a welder, and get that power back up, because that is not something you want to risk having go down at this point. Maximus again getting out with fairly low HP, because there were two shotgunners in there. X getting cleared over there, and they should be able to hold on to that. Weapons too, it looks like. researching now, and AA. So I'm not sure whether we'll see a GL for that hive there, or if they're going to be going for HMGs. I do want to see some HMGs at some point. It'd be nice. At least assuming they're used correctly. HMGs are kind of expensive time-wise. Not as much P-res. I mean, they're like the same as a shotgun, I'm pretty sure. I'm a commander, I don't buy stuff. Anyway, phased are up. Koro's getting out of there with fairly low HP, but Alnir wasn't close enough to be able to snipe him around the corner or anything. Furs is the other fade. Seeing X going through a vent here. Looks like he's going to go after the crevice RT at the very least. The power in base has also been welded, so even if he skips that and continues on, that won't be so bad. Tootie getting out of there with just jumping back around that corner with no health. Both fades waiting over here with the Crag, getting their heals, and then they're going to be going on there. It's only an LMG and a shotgun, and Tootie really needs a med. He needs serious med packs. So he gets taken down, and so does Kelmops. I don't know whether it doesn't look like there was another engagement going on either, so I think that may have been a oops by Skazy. Not getting the meds going on there. So killing the cis chain. The hive is what, 64% ground, 65 now. So it'll still be a little bit before they get that second hive up, but at this point they need to group up and make sure that they can try and take down some of these fades. Alright, these guys are just going to cause complete and utter destruction. However, the AA is now done. So I'll have to see what they end up. Instantaneously HMGs. That could go well for them. You get a couple people with the HMGs and just melting. First is actually getting pretty low. However, he's able to get out because of the reload time. Korra also getting relatively low, but not quite as low as Furs. HMGs are about half done at this point. They're just ditching phase gates entirely, at least for now. That'll probably be the next purchase, at least I would assume so, because that'll give them a nice ability to, like, you know, get their forward position back on the map. Gobs is up. I'm just seeing if Maximus can stay alive here. He should have enough res that he could relurk if whenever possible. I mean, you can see X relurked. So that's no problem. 51 res for Deathcore, who is the Onos. I hope that this time he actually, like, goes Onos at, like, you know, the time when he can go Onos, and not, like, a billion years late. Okay, the hive is done. Bone Shield is started. I find it odd that they're picking Bone Shield over Charge. I mean, Bone Shield is kind of useful, yeah, okay, sure. But Charge allows your Onos to get the hell out of dodge. Seeing 2D get completely swarmed over there. They're down to 3 RTs, which basically includes the base ones, but both teams are that way. They're 5 RTs down for of TAWs extractors, so that isn't too horrific. Kills and res have been staying pretty much even, which is bad for Marines, at least as far as kills or res goes. See, there's Candyface as an HMG. However, he split up a little bit from Nameshifter, which is not quite so good, because you really need to make sure that you're keeping your HMGs alive, because they don't do that much damage to buildings, and there's the fact that they, you know, kind of have this issue called a really long reload time. You should be able to light that lurk up. Reload quick, get around that corner and reload. Here comes the Skulk and a Fade. We'll see how much damage he's able to get into them. Scaring the one Fade away. He's actually out of ammo now, and that, however, that HMG is close enough to base that Nameshifter might be able to pick off the Skulk and maybe scare Furs away. Who knows? Furs is up on, I think, that little archway that's right here. However, I think that HMG is now toast. Getting some metabolize. He's trying really hard to try and get that HMG before it pops. Come on, run, run! Get the HMG! Oh, it disappeared. Rest in peace, HMG. What have we got over here? We have Maximus trying to fight Kelmops, who again didn't get a med pack. We have 3 going in here to flight. They're going to try and clear up those cysts. Maybe get some damage. They really need to take at least one of these fades down. Deathcore is still not an Onos. Guys, guess what? You aren't supposed to wait for your upgrades as an Onos. Just go Onos. It is a lot better than just having a Skulk. You have plenty of res. It's, you know, not an issue. However, they're going to get Weapons 3. They're going to have Weapons 3 HMGs. And they have phase tech. Or they will soon. I don't know whether they have the base one up. But we're going to see this engagement over here in data. Maximus pretty low. Lots of, looks like, nuke is going on over there. It's only a shield now, not healing, so you do have to remember that. But I mean, it's still, yes, it can help. And if we take a look up here, do they have the base gate up? That's an arms lab. Oh man, that OBS. That OBS. They need to repair that and they need to get the phase tech up like right now. So they can try and secure at least some of it. Some of what they have currently, you know, locked down. But they're just losing ground at this point. And if Deathcore had been an Onos instead of waiting around for I don't know who, I have no idea why he is still a skulk. This is honestly perplexing to me. Because there's nobody who's nearby in res, you know, res-wise aside from Maximus who, you know, is a lurk at 38 res. Nice clear up there on those skulks, and however that RT is down. They're down to 1 RT with 1 building, which was the one over there in, Flight. So they have lost their naturals, and all their res right now needs to go into recapping. There's the gate. Alright, we got an HMG, we got a gate. Only problem is we have fades in the base. Use those HMGs, get rid of the fades. Kelmops is able to get in there and just clean up some of the damage that's been done, but nobody's really hurt, so at this point they're just going to lose that RT there in the natural. But yeah, too many solo marine pushes. I think that is part of the issue here. Just everybody split up by enough to make it dangerous. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe you'll have 2 going to cross, but you'll have 2 going to cross and they'll be, you know, a fair amount apart. And we're not seeing some meds getting in here, but I mean, we're on 2 RTs, so you should be able to med a little bit, especially since Nameshifter has, like, no health. I mean, he's still alive, and he has an HMG. Keep those HMGs alive and, you know, pick an LMGer that you like. I don't know, and they're gonna go into data. Call for meds! Okay, they're getting meds now. A med. They got a med pack. And you'll notice that he's wasting all his ammo right now on that crag. It needs to be the LMGers working on the crag rather than on that. The HMGs need to be keeping the life forms down. Because remember, as I mentioned earlier, your HMGs now don't do that much damage to life forms. Oh, they're just gonna call it. They're just gonna GG. They didn't even get to have that much fun with the HMGs. Oh well. Life is hollow. Stop shooting the harvester with the HMG! Don't do it! It's bad. So, there we have a 3rd win for GIEF Robot. We have 1 more round here. TAWsome's last chance to go for victory, at least a little bit. Yeah, sure, it's only 1 round of victory, but oh well, it's still victory, isn't it? But yeah, I think that people still aren't really necessarily thinking that how to, you know, properly organize the HMGs. I mean, because they're really bad at killing structures. As I think I mentioned, they're really, really bad at killing structures. I mean, you have a welder or an axe, you might as well use that instead. Kill the cysts, kill the buildings with those, and save your bullets in the HMG, because it takes like a million years to reload, so you don't want to be caught off guard with your HMG. You want to be able to see, oh look, it's that fade, kill the fade, kill the fade, and you and your buddies who are all, you know, hopefully moving together in you know, some direction, some destination, be able to turn and just shoot that fade or lurk out of the sky. And Deathcore he didn't go Onos, did he? He didn't go Onos at all, did he? Dang nabbit! Why didn't he go Onos? Or maybe he did and I just totally missed it because I was watching people watching the HMGs and data. But, okay, that's another, you know, pet peeve type of thing. If you have 55 res, and you're not like a fade or something at the moment, guess what you should be? If you're a skulk, you should be an Onos. Just like right then, you should be like, okay, I'm gonna finish killing this RT or whatever. Or as soon as I die, I'm going to go Onos. And then you go back to your hive, and you go Onos, assuming it's safe. If it's not safe because there's like 3 Marines in there or something, then by all means do not go Onos in that location. But you know, if you're winning, just go Onos and just like scare them, and then you don't have to worry because they'll probably GG earlier because you have a scary Onos and they have like no res to be able to med against said Onos. So I don't know. It's something to think about. I think that if I mean, I know Deathcore was swapped in, and I know that that GIEF Robot does have some players that are more, you know, they haven't played in comp at all, and they're just, you know, dragged out of pubs and into this, you know, scary 6v6 scene. But it's something where you're gonna have to go and you're gonna have to train these guys to make sure that they're gonna use the res. Especially when it comes to Onos. I mean, yeah, sure, you're winning without the Onos at the moment. But that doesn't mean that that's the way you should play. You should not wait for 2 Ona. You should not wait for upgrades on your Ona. Or you should just get your Onos and go kill stuff with the Onos. I mean, sure, yeah, Maximus got up to I don't know how much res. He was lurk forever, but you shouldn't be waiting for a second Onos on that. If you're going to Onai, then that should have been planned at the beginning, or you should have or you know, some other way of the way that it was lining up to have 2 Onai, whether it be you're going to have your initial lurks go Onos, or you're having a gorge go Onos, and so you're assuming that one of your lurks is going to die, and it'll sort of just line up so that the dead lurk and the guy who went gorge are lining up to both be Onos at the same time. Something like that. Not, hey, we're going to just like wait around forever until, you know, the one of the lurks has enough to go Onos again. So it's just not that great. You're delaying it and you're taking risks. If you had only 1 hive at that point, I mean, that could be so risky. I mean, just imagine if you, like, you know, end up losing all your life forms right there, or they get jetpacks or cat packs or something, like right in that little time frame before the other guy also has Onos res. Yeah, that could end badly. Because you could lose your hive when you could have had some dude already being Onos and still up with the other life forms and, you know, crashing around killing everything. Maybe securing that other hive location. Whatever. It really depends on how the game was going. But I'm just gonna say, I don't want to see somebody with 68 res. Unless they're like a fade and you already have an Onos up. And even then, that guy can, you know, if they, you know, aren't the greatest fade in the world, they can throw their fade and go Onos. But still, if you are the person who's supposed to go Onos, go Onos. And I'll shut up about that now. I think I've ranted about it enough. Long range shotgun. I guess in a sense that an HMG would be a long range shotgun. It does a hideous amount of damage, but it only does a hideous amount of damage to other players, to life forms. It has a fairly wide like bullet cone. It's not as precise as an LMG, and definitely not the, like, you know, precise shot of a pistol. So basically, it's really good for wasting lurks, and also Onos, because Onai are freaking huge, and so it's kind of hard to miss. It'd be like shooting the side of a barn. But, you know, they're also good if you're good at aiming at things that dodge a lot. You can also do a hideous amount of damage to fades, and, you know, make skulks just evaporate, and that kind of thing too. I mean, it's like you pair them up with actual shotguns who can, you know, clear up the skulks that get within range, or during the reload, you know, because they have that 3-second reload. I mean, it's not an exact parallel. It's different, but they're really powerful if used correctly, and really scary if you're a lurk or something else squishy, because a lot of people don't know how to, like, engage with them properly. I mean, since they do have that really long reload time, I mean, basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to bait all the bullets out of them and then go kill them, which, you know, is dangerous. Especially if you're playing with ping. Like, if this was an NA team versus an EU team, it'd be especially dangerous because you'd be trying to, like, you know, dodge around and, you know, account for lag, and maybe you're getting shot around corners. But yeah, if you, and definitely that would be one thing. If you have Gorge on the field at that time, you better have Bile Bombs so you can go and kill those HMGs, because they are still expensive. They're expensive to get also in time, because it takes so long to get the AA, and then you have to get the other research on top of that. It's not quite as ridiculous, T-res wise, if you're getting it late enough in the game, but definitely something to be careful with. And we're going to go into the final round here of GIEF Robot versus TAWsome. Div 4 Week 1 match, and here we go. 2 seconds. Alright. So horizontal spawns here. We can see an arms lab going up over there. Meanwhile, everybody's just getting the heck out of base over on TAWsome's side. No early gorge or anything like that, just everybody's out, including the comm. Comm assisted, it looks like, up to Reactor and possibly to Ven as well. Seeing the initial fight over here in Summit, and they may clean up Koro, but 2 skulks are chipped. One of them was already down. 2 are actually down. Skyfish is hurting and hiding in the vent at this point, and we're going to see Skazy sort of just skipping by and saying, like, but he's going to get taken out, and Skyfish is really low, so they're just going to work on that base RT for whatever reason. just be kind of obnoxious. I think that probably at some point should have just been called off and just been like, guys, we lost 2 skulks, so we can't go to base. Just go kill, you know, pick a side and kill the recap or kill the cappers. All right. We have X and Furs over here, both parasited, 3 skulks in the way. 2D moves in a little bit early. Candyface still in the vent. However, they're able to clear that anyway. They're gonna get a good amount of damage on that RT, so that'll be definitely a good early victory. They're gonna have to watch out for Maximus moving in. But they have Candyface setting up kind of right over there in the hallway. Like, here's all the skulks again. So they should be able to clear out Maximus, no problem. With that RT already taken down, they're capping Atrium, so instead of capping Crevice, they're just taking the north side of the map. So they better make sure that they're gonna send some skulks up that way. X meanwhile he was on his pistol, he's reloading now. Oh, he reloaded his pistol. So there's enough skulks over there that would have been able to be pistoled to death there. They were lacking armor, especially Nameshifter, who's now running away up towards Crevice, helping Candyface out with that RT. Deathcore is moving back to try and help out with that. Nameshifter's just dancing around. Probably should have tried to get that Parasite on Deathcore before he died. And we're gonna see some cyst getting obliterated down here in sub. Finally getting the Crevice extractor up. Take a quick look. You can see that there was that one extractor already killed. And they're working on the one up here in Atrium, which should be down momentarily. There's nobody nearby to be able to save it. I mean, Koro's kind of close, but he's not going to be able to go up there and take it down and save that poor RT. Because it just got obliterated. Seeing one down in sub. I think he's capping. I mean, that RT is dropped, so he could very well be capping down there in sub. Koro's just going to move on into Atrium, and both the skulks that were over there are going to just ignore him. He should probably just... Koro needs to back up and just hang out in Atrium so Deathcore can catch up. There's nobody in cross at the moment either, so that's also interesting. Looks like they're going to lose Comp Lab again. However, they desisted over here in Reactor, and Koro did catch up to Maximus. So they're going to be able to take down that Harvester, but they can cap TAWsome can cap towards sub, and it looks like there goes the assist right now. So they can just leave those guys over there in Reactor, at least for now. They do have one guy in base, and yeah, at the moment they're chomping on stuff in base. I don't know why they should be trying to get the spawners down. They only have the one IP, so if they could take down the IP, rather than biting the chair, you can see there was already, what, 20%, what, 18% damage? Whatever, 12% damage. There we go, I can do math. Done to the chair, which probably would have been better to clear the respawner and try and take down the IP or the arms lab instead. Probably the IP, just because, well, if you can stop them from respawning, well, then people have to run back. Especially since it wasn't researching anything at the time. They do only have armor 1 at the moment, no weapons as of yet. They're trying to get their res, you know, going. This one's at 75%, so Koro should be able to finish that up, no problem. Meanwhile, we have a lurk up. That'd be Skyfish. So I guess they were really only one lurk. I was just, for some reason, thinking there was 2 last time they were aliens. Have to see what they're planning here. It looks like we're gonna have that RT in what's it? Crevice gonna be taken down. We've got Koro over here in Reactor again. Allner kind of just went zooming on in there. And though he's distracting Koro, and Koro is kind of low on ammo, apparently. Waiting for a drifter. Need to get Mucus over there so we can go and try and take that. Here comes a lurk, though. Here comes Skyfish in there, and they're going to clean up Koro finally, and they're going to be able to start working on that. I think they do need to resist it, but at this point, who cares? Because, well, they got that going. And the one down here in, what's it? Forgetting room names. Vent is also desisted, but it may or may not survive. We'll have to see. I'm gonna have a little standoff down here of Nameshifter versus Deathcore. Deathcore is parasited though, so Nameshifter should be able to get the drop on him, maybe. And he does, so they're clear to cap down the south side of the map. Maximus is actually hiding in the vent there. I don't know whether Allner knows he's in there, but I think he's sneaking, so he should be able to chomp chomp and take him out of the vent. So nice job there. We have Furs and X also pushing towards the north, pushing into Atrium. You're not a lurk. He was waiting up there to see if he could get the lurk, but the lurk is down at the south side of the map. So I think they were expecting a Skyfish to head into the vent or something, but instead he got attacked by a skulk. So this is looking quite a bit better for TAWsome at this point. Has very good res pressure at this point too. They're up to the, you know, one RT a minute thing. However, they have X going back into that, back into reactor. He doesn't have any armor though, so yeah, we can see Allnair going back up there and trying to pick him off, especially if he gets up there during the reload. Weapons 1 is going at this point finally. And they're trying to looks like Crossroads as well. So he's gonna get picked off, and they're gonna just be able to resist that. They should just heavily assist that to make it really obnoxious to try and clear. It looks like the assists weren't quite. Alright, let's see here. They got cleared out of Atrium as well, and they're gonna go and take down the RT, and then. Well, we got 2 down here in the sub. Candyface got a parasite there on Koro. So Deathcore is down here. I'm assuming that Candyface can hear him, so that shouldn't be much of a problem, but they are losing some of their back res. They just lost Atrium and Complab also going down. First might be able to get. Nope, it's already gone. So they're down to 3 RTs again, because they just got Reactor down at Crossroads, I think. Anyway, they're going to swoop over here, and Furs is going to be in trouble because there are 2 Skulks. However, Skyfish went back too far around the corner, but that's okay. The Skulks got this. No prob. Oh look, it's Maximus going after that RT again. He didn't even really need to bother too much with the assists. He could just kill the RT and call it good. This is looking a lot better for TAWsome on this round. Awesome. Maximus just meleeed the Harvester. Okay. X is moving back to try and probably try to pick Nameshifter off. He's on the wrong side of the RT, so that should be really easy. Yep, no problem. Deathcore was actually coming in from Summit, so that Skulk was dead no matter what. Looking at the res, we're still 4 res away from being able to get fades up. They still need 1 more biomass to do so, so that should probably be a... if they're planning on getting metabolized at the same time, they'll have to try and aim for that soon too. Got some nice damage on Skyfish there. Skyfish needs to watch out because, well, she has no armor right now. So it might be better to just get out of that engagement. Get out of the engagement. You have no health. It's taking a very safe route out of there, and there's nobody on that side of the map. Well, Skyfish, look at your health. Okay. Don't lose your lurk. Alright, they cleaned up the Marines up there, and there's no RT up in Atrium, so they can just go join over here in Crevice. I don't know whether they want to start debating taking down power in like Atrium or something too, or what. But very nice pressure on the res there. Seeing Maximus there in Crossroads. That RT is pretty low, so if they're able to clear him out, they should be able to take down that RT as well. They are sitting on 3 RTs, which isn't horrible, but at this point, you know, so are TAWsome. They're up to 3 RTs too. Alright, Skyfish clean that up. Looks like she's going to get the heck out of there, and they're going to keep that Crossroads RT a little bit longer. Meanwhile, we've got Deathcore and Furs down here in sub. There is that Crag in there, which will, you know, eat quite a bit of bullets. Looks like they're just killing cysts at the moment, but at least for now, maybe delaying enough time for a Nameshifter to come in there. We're seeing both 2D and Allnair are both fading at this point. Got 1 chomp there on Furs. Maybe. Lots of meds. Got him. Okay, here come the fades. Enough delaying there. They're able to clear up sub-axis, and they should be able to just instantaneously resist down in there to be able to keep that Harvester alive. Maximus is hiding right around the corner, which I think is entertaining. Sort of cut him off, but the fade was there, baiting some bullets, and they're able to clear him up no problem. Alright, what's going on up here? Looks like Koro maybe just had a bit of an engagement there with Skyfish. We're seeing 2 push into Complab. But they still are on only weapons 2. They must have used a ton of res on just recapping and just general meds. Because at this point, okay, there we go. There's the shotguns. I was gonna say, they don't have shotguns yet, and it's past fades, so... That'll help them try and take down these fades for sure. However, of course, they have to, you know, stay alive that long. It isn't looking too bad for them, though. Weapons 2 will definitely help, and they'll probably be getting armor 2 not too long after. With 4 RTs at the moment, they're just going to... well, they're all focused. Actually, let's take a look at the map. I mean, at this point, Crossroads is totally clear. Let's look. Oh, they do have a welded-up RT there. Rebuild, something like that. I was saying Skyfish should take regen. I don't know. Well, Alright, she did take regen. Although here's the thing with regen now, it was another change. Of course, if you take regen, and it doesn't help you in combat anymore. So it looks like they may, I'm not sure whether they're going to be locking down sub or if they're going to be locking down atrium, but they pretty much have a place for a second hive sort of secured, vaguely. Weapons 2 is done. You're going to have somebody come in here. Looks like Nameshifter is going to come and start biting on that. Oh, there's the hive. Okay, and there's nobody near that, so that's a good timing on that. They're going to be able to get a, yeah, there's the shade. There's the crag. Maybe get a whip in that door. Watch out, Skyfish. That's a shotgun. So they need assist just up through comp lab, be really annoying, put assists like every 2 inches, and just waste a ton of time so that they don't have to worry about having those 3 shotgunners run right into the hive. I don't think it's been scanned yet or anything, but I'm sure they're suspicious about, you know, the hive existing. Since they don't have phase tech yet, or even an ops, this is also well, I was gonna say it would be a good point where you could use it to, you know, hit the base or something, except for the fact that, you know, if you're doing that, you probably want them to be able to beacon so you can make them leave the hive alone. But at this point, they haven't lost any life forms, and they're, you know, 6 res away from getting an Onos, so that's not too bad for them. They're just kind of toying with the shotgunners here. I'm sure they hear the drifter building, so they're probably like, hey, there's probably a hive down here. Yeah, there's the obs, it got dropped, so they're going to be getting that up, so they'll be able to beacon fairly soon. And neither of these spades want to go play with the shotgunners, which is unsurprising. Alright, they're making a couple little swipes there. Tabalize has been started. The hive is almost half grown. It looks like they're finally going to try and see if they could pick these shotgunners. First one is down, Deathcore's the last one up, and he's going to get taken down by Nameshifter. So those shotgunners are down, and it's far enough away that X probably won't be able to go and take that down. They're going to lose the the comp lab RT. Lots of nice spike damage there from Skyfish. Skyfish will be able to back out and probably go through the vent and loop back, except for it looks like they're claiming crossroads as well, at least as far as the assisting goes. They're going to have 2 going down into, oh, they're able to recap one of the shotguns. Oh! Started dropping a shade, like, right there. So there goes some T-res. You know, bad timing in that aspect. Probably should have scattered a little bit more before dropping that. But here comes 3 right into the hive. Oh, we lost a fade somewhere. Looks like it was up here, possibly. So they're down to 1 fade. That was 2D who went down. The shade, or the hive is 71% grown. However, they have secured it this time, and that shotgun is definitely dead this time. They do have a drifter on that, and they should be able to assist up and take comp lab. This is looking more like a game for TAWsome at this point, unless they totally mess it up. They're gonna get another IP. I think it looks like they're finally getting their second IP now. Nameshifter just running in there, getting some parasites, perhaps. All there, just kind of looking in there, but at this point, that's where all the Marines are. They need to be really hard, you know, capping everything really hard right now, while all the Marines are just kind of hiding in base. I mean, there should be like cysts just exploding, just everywhere. There should be like cysts every 2 inches. The map should be entirely green, and it should piss off all the shotgunners. But it looks like they're all going down for the hive. So quick, drop the. You have enough res for another hive. So this is a good time. Oh, the hive just got finished too. This would be a good time to drop another hive up in atrium, perhaps, while they're all busy. Unless they're able to clear this, but that hive is getting completely wasted. So there goes that hive. They're gonna beacon them if they're able to clear out some of these guys before they. Nope. Instantly dropping a new hive. They get any? They weren't able to get the upgrades off of that either. That was just way too quick. Oh, okay. Seeing Skyfish taking down the power there. So that so GIEF Robot is now down to only 2 RTs. Skyfish clearing out Deathcore right there. They're gonna work on a brand new hive. Let's see. We do have Candyface up as Onos now. They're trying to get the power up there in Cross, which they have successfully done. The power's down also up in Atrium, so it'll make it much harder for the Marines to get their res back. So we have Nameshifter and Candyface up as Onos. Deathcore just jumps into a pit. However, the Onos are alone. This is kind of slightly problematic. They're going to jump on the obs to see if they can beacon, it looks like. Or force a beacon. But at this point, Okay, they did take the obs out, so at this point it's all clear for them to be able to take stuff down. The problem is that neither of these Marines are, you know, parasited. They need to take stuff down in their base, but the problem is they don't have the scouting to know that they may or may not end up being pinched. Here comes Maximus. They know that that guy's there. They have 2D going through the top part of the map. So at this point, both the IPs are down, so now it's like if Marines are dead, they're just dead. Allnair gets wrecked by Maximus's shotgun. I think he got stuck on a box, but it looks like they're going to GG, so this is going to be a 3-1 with GIEF Robot winning. This round was definitely much more in TAWsome's favor. They had some very good initial pressure on that res. See 11 RTs down. Looks like it tapered off a little bit once they started having life forms up, but very good overall. Want to buy aim. So good game for both teams. Definitely nice to see another Div 4 match that isn't a complete total stomp. And so good job to these teams, and I think this should be it for the weekend. I think the next match might be like Wednesday or so. I'll have to look. Obviously, you can go to ensl.org and check the calendar there. It has all the times for the matches listed, and we'll have links to streams when they're, you know, picked. If you go and sign in, it'll actually be in your correct time zone, assuming you set your time zone correctly. And also, of course, there's the NSL Twitter, which is NSL News, unless I'm totally messing it up, which also will alert you to match times and news posts, along with also the NSL Steam group, which, again, there are links to all these at the bottom of my page, you know, in the middle column, like everything I could think of that was NS2 competitive related. So go check that out, and thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and again, next match I think is Wednesday. Let me actually just alt-tab and take a look. I'm in Pacific time. Yeah, it's unconfirmed, but there's looks like it might be Alliance Franco-Belge versus Shrek's Haircut on Wednesday at 11:30 Pacific, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. You know, find out what it is in your own time zone. I think it's like 20:30 CEST or something. So yeah, good games. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time I end up casting.